please stand?
Father in heaven, bless us today as we gather for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts as we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call this Hancock County Commission to order this fourth day of June 2015 at 3:30-ish. Turn off all cellular devices. And we were expecting a caller, and I think this is one of the texting ones. We can't stall any longer, so. Would anyone like to address the commission today? Anyone like to address the commission? If not, we're moving on with the agenda. Approval of the minutes. A, approval of county commission minutes from May 21st, 2015.
So moved to approve.
Any discussion, corrections, adjustments? None. Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Citizens' presentations. Again, not here. They might be coming in. Correspondence, Roman numeral 3. Dezo Polgar, Hancock County Medical Examiner, requesting financial support for the medical examiner's program in the amount of $3,000.
Move to approve.
Debate?
Question.
Question?
This letter that we received from Dezo Polgar, he's currently the medical examiner for Hancock County, which is through the state of West Virginia. Is that correct, Mr. Vitus, or would you know that offhand?
Yes.
It is. Mr. Polgar here is looking for the county to pay for this particular training. And he does, I want to say he does a wonderful job at what he does, and God knows how many calls he gets called upon to answer. But is this program, would this be eligible for funding, or do we know through the state of West Virginia, as opposed to the county paying for that?
At this point, best I can do is offer to call the medical examiner and see if it's fundable by them.
Okay. I certainly don't have a problem reimbursing him for his expenditures to go to this seminar and to be requalified to be our medical examiner. But if the fact is that the state will be willing to pay for this, because it is through the state of West Virginia, gentlemen, if you don't mind, I know there's a motion on the table. I would like to see if we could wait 2 weeks until we got further information, or ask Mr. Polgar if we could be reimbursed for this through the state of West Virginia, as opposed to the county paying for it. It's $3,000, I believe.
Sheriff, you know when this is? Off the top of your head?
19th to
It-
24th.
Is that in here?
It's on here.
19th through the 24th.
Of July.
July.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got some time.
It's coming up.
So, is your motion a table, or is your motion
No,
to?
I have to rescind the motion first.
Okay.
I'll rescind my motion to I guess, see, you put us in a spot. I mean, like we said, we really don't mind paying for it, but I'll rescind my motion.
Well, we could either table, or we could re-motion contingent upon news from the medical examiner's office.
Would you like to vote on your motion and have me see if the state will reimburse us?
The motion will be contingent upon reimbursement.
Still have to change
Still
it.
got to change it.
I rescind my motion as requested.
Move that we table, we have to vote on that motion.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries.
No, motion dies.
Motion's dead.
I move that we,
Motion to rescind carries, I guess.
Okay. Motion to rescind carried.
Thank
move
you,
that we-
Counselor.
Mr. President, I move that we table this issue for 2 weeks until we find out if this can be reimbursed through the state of West Virginia.
Motion to table is on the floor. Discussion? Further discussion?
And I think what we're trying to say is that we're regardless of what he does, he's going to get reimbursed for this trip. It's just an attempt to try to get money from the state versus the county, which is better for us.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Charles Clements, Executive Director, is item B, Route 2 and Interstate 68 Authority requesting travel reimbursement for the Hancock County representatives.
Move to approve.
Discussion?
So what this is, they've asked us to send a member from Hancock County to serve on this Route 2 Interstate 68 Authority that's been ongoing for years. And we've never really used a representative down there. And possibly by having a person there all the time, it might help with some of the stuff that's going to go, hopefully take place in the future here. So this is a position that we've asked a representative, Mayor McNeil, to sit on this board for us.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Correspondence C, City of New Cumberland Water and Sewage Department requesting financial assistance for updates to the Servac station.
Move to approve.
Discussion.
My question is, the City of New Cumberland has brought before us several different proposals of rebuilding pumps, purchasing pumps, upgrading their system. And as late as today that we met with them, there was still some uncertainties, gentlemen, on the direction they wanted to go. Whether it's going to be rebuild, and buy, and have new ones as backups, and so on. I'm still a bit confused on the amount of the request that's come before us.
There really wasn't a number requested other than there was a total of $160,000 in the letter. I think that's the max. But there was no actually request for a particular number from us. On the worksheet there that we went over today, there was a number of around $14,000 that would be a temporary fix until the new equipment could be installed, which is the 160, which that's going to be the financial responsibility of the City of New Cumberland. But there is a concern now with the safety and health and well-being of New Cumberland, including the courthouse. They're down to, they have 4 pumps. It's really complicated. 2 big pumps, 2 little pumps, and now they're down to 2
little pumps.
2 little pumps, and they're on their last leg, squeaking and everything else. So it's a dire, straight situation that at any time they're painting the picture that at any time, and then we could lose sewage capability in our city, which would affect a lot of citizens, residents, and including the courthouse. We have to shut down. So that's sort of that's the picture I painted, sort of, from the meetings.
Could we have clarity on the amount of the financial assistance that we're going to based on the motion?
284. It's a hair under 15,000. There's pennies and stuff in here. That's why I'm having a hard time.
Move to amend the motion to a maximum of $15,000.
That would cover that. That would cover the repair of a transfer pump, the installation of one of the pumps, and that's the small pumps, and of course the big pump, and the install of the big pump. So what we're doing, we are securing a large and a small pump for them that would take the emergency status away from them, and they could sleep at night.
Further discussion? Gentlemen, the county doesn't have the funds to do this unless we were to take these funds from our long-term capital improvements and whatever. The reason I'll support this issue is because in the event that their vac station goes down, it shuts down New Cumberland from Smith Oil going north to the vac station. If that happened, of course, the courthouse has to shut down. If the courthouse shuts down and our employees can't work, that obviously puts us into a mode that we're responsible to pay our emergency service personnel time and a half. It could very quickly exceed what the cost of these pumps would be, the repairs of these pumps, at $15,000. We can't have that so for that reason, I would support it. It is an emergency situation here.
And echoing what Mr. Davis is saying is they brought a fellow up from in Weirton to look at their pumps, and this is to get them into a safe zone. They are operating not in a safe zone right now, and they're getting by on Band-Aids and rubber bands. And by this rebuilding and reinstalling will get us moving forward so that they can proceed with getting funding to do the project correctly. So I think what we're saying is we're going to prevent an emergency situation in this courthouse and in New Cumberland for them.
Just as recent as a day or two ago, they had a spill
Right.
at the vac station. So we'll have to step up and help out with this situation.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. New business. County Commission, 1, approval of second and final reading of ordinance regulating solicitation/vagrancy. Move to approve. Discussion?
I haven't had any phone calls against it. Have you guys? Does anybody?
Or against?
Mr. Vitus?
Positive
Sheriff
comments.
Fletcher?
Other than the fact that you put it on me. Thank you, Counselor. You're most welcome. I thought Mr. Vitus's office could handle it much better.
Counselor, anything? This is it. This is the second and final reading.
Second and final reading.
We
There are
vote today. This is it.
This is it. There are no changes from it last time, so it can proceed with a final vote.
Adoption date
Today.
goes into effect today. Okay.
Or if you want to, maybe
No, I
tomorrow.
wanted to be clear so all that's listening
Okay.
understands that today's the day.
Okay.
Now, if I can ask a couple questions on this before you go too much further. You had 2 weeks to sit on it, to read it for a second reading. I don't know that you put this or posted it, and I don't know that it was posted the entire time. Do we have am I to start forcing it this moment, or do you want me to have some sort of a period of learning for the people? Because once it's enforced, it's enforced. We want to let the news media put something out in the paper and let them make a notify by way of media. Is that proper? I would think.
I think we have limited issues.
It would be a little fair. I know what you're looking to do,
but we also don't want to have to stymie Girl Scouts. Because it's an effect. It's an effect.
Right, but if they follow the code and get the proper permit and so on, the Girl Scouts, for example.
Not everybody has seen this. We've had West Virginia code that's been in place for the last 200 years plus. This is brand new. I'm asking you: is there a lead period, a learning period that you are going to extend to the public, or do you want me to start it today?
Well, as a law enforcement officer, Sheriff, I guess you could look at this violation the same as a speeding violation. Maybe a person that is violating this ordinance would get a warning, for
No,
example.
I don't look at that stuff. I write them up.
That would be an option.
Playing hard side.
Right.
I'm just letting you know.
Right.
Okay, you could have somebody who would feel slighted for not knowing in advance. That's all.
Right.
We don't want that to happen.
I agree.
I think two of our news media that are here did a pretty good job on their articles pertaining to like the Girl Scouts, because and I even said it in the meeting. This isn't depriving the nonprofit organizations of raising their funds to keep the little kids moving on, and there was no intent for
I'm
that.
fine with it.
So, and I think they would do that again. Saying that under its final adoption. But like, are you asking maybe the
No,
beginning
I
enforcement
want to
July
make sure.
1?
No, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Okay, once it's in effect, it's in effect. That's all.
If I could add this, I understand the sheriff's position. I believe that the media did cover this in the past. I mean, Commissioner Davis did get spanked over something like this, I do believe. We had to stand up for him last time, and I think this was covered for the first reading. There's a reason we have two readings, part of which is so the word of it can get out, and we have discussion over it. I think that's been had. I think there is some notice on this. It's completely within, I think, the sheriff, if he wishes to have discretion as to warnings, like he said, he doesn't wish to do that. But I think my position is I think it's out there and people should know by now. So I think we're okay with it.
I'm fine with it. I mean, you took the heat last time. I'll be taking it from here on in.
It's not that bad, Sheriff. You got big shoulders.
I've been doing it for many years. It's okay.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 2, approval of the reappointment of Bill Tice to the Northern Panhandle Workforce Investment Board of Directors. The letter is in your packet.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item 3, approval of budget revision number 4 for FY 14-15. And this is the one that's due to the state on the 15th of the month. Right,
Yes, sir.
Karen?
Yes, sir. It's
Any
the final
other-
revision of the year.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, sir.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 4, approval of internal budget revisions FY 14-15.
Move to approve.
Discussion? Karen, and again, any
It's just the end of the year
concerns?
cleanup. Just
End of the year
normal
cleanup, moving line item to
transition,
line.
yes.
Okay. Nothing alarming. Bells going off or anything, we're good. Further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. B, 4B, requesting approval to advertise for companies to complete 2 parts of the OEM 911 Center construction.
Move to approve the request.
Mr. Vitus?
Basically, the request is to cover the construction of the tower. It's necessary for antenna, microwave and radio antennas, and for the communication package within the building to bring in updated radio systems and phone systems so that our 911 technology matches what's available today and going forward, and replacing what we have right now that's been band-aided together for the last year or so.
And the building is coming right along. Matter of fact, this is as high as it's going to get, correct?
Yes, sir. It's up to eve level yesterday. They're ready to start to set the trusses.
Good. Further questions, discussion? Gentlemen? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. 2, requesting approval of tuition reimbursement for Sergeant Robert Connors.
So moved.
Discussion? Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Prosecuting Attorney's Office requesting approval of depositories for United Bank.
Commission might recall last time we had just a question regarding this because United Bank proposed in a letter that I believe is in your packet that in a sense it's like an alternative form of how they have the bond set up. I just needed time to review that. We reviewed it and it is in compliance with West Virginia Code. It's an acceptable form that they may use, or method, maybe I should say, but it is allowable. So there's nothing improper about it, and I would recommend it be approved.
Move to approve the request.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Sheriff's Department D, requesting approval of Lieutenant Chuck Stanley's recognition effective June 15th, 2015, and payment of his accumulated vacation and sick time.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
If I might add, along with Chuck, his canine Jesse will be also retiring. I believe that's in the letter for your packet.
Jesse have any accumulated time? Please say no, Sheriff.
She came in under the new contract.
She's in the new retirement?
New retirement.
Thank goodness. All right.
You should explain that to them.
In case we're making a joke up here, it's either in the old system or the new system, and each retirement system has different strengths and weaknesses. And in the old system, they can accumulate sick time, and in the new system, you can't. So we were making a joke that the dog doesn't get any reimbursement of sick days. 2, approval to fill 2 lieutenant positions.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. 3, requesting approval of receptionist Angelina Dickinson's resignation effective June 19th, 2015.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Sheriff, I've been practicing this name.
I'm not good at it either.
Okay, so if I mess
You want me to try it for
actually,
you?
I said it a couple times and it came out like, whoa, that's not it. Schutzner? Okay, that's pretty easy. Requesting approval of Nicole Davis Schutzner as receptionist effective June 5th, 2015.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Miscellaneous, probates, and estate.
They've been reviewed and are recommended for approval as the form.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Exoneration orders. Approval.
So moved.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0. General county bill approval.
General county bills are $8,380.99. P-card payments for $49,511.26.
Good.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Fire allocation, bills, requisitions.
They're okay to pay?
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Library levy, funds, bills, requisitions.
They're okay as
Okay as well.
Move to approve.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Working the room, Karen, you're first. You're up.
Yes, they're just winding down this fiscal year and getting ready for next.
Good. See? This is the second week in a row I've lost something. Where we at? Counselor?
Welcome. I mean, I wish Lieutenant Stanley best of luck. Next chapter of his life. I've known Chuck for a while and worked with him on various matters. So, best of wishes to him.
Good. Sheriff?
We're losing a very good officer. Chuck Stanley's a fine man, fine officer, been a good leader in our department. So I've tried to talk him out of it a few times. He's got an opportunity to better himself. He's going to better himself financially, I should say. Physically, I'm not so sure. Anyways, same thing with Angelina Dixon. Angelina Dixon's leaving for financial reasons. She's found another job that pays a little better, has a little bit more benefits. I wish her well. She's also been an asset to my staff. Jesse, retirement of Jesse. We anticipated Jesse's retirement. Jesse's been missing a step here and there, and we anticipated that. We didn't anticipate the first dog that just passed, so we probably put Jesse off an extra several months. Okay, but then again, I joked and said that Chuck decided to retire when he saw Jesse was going to retire. He was going to go out with his partner. But we're in a position, through the many donations that we've had, we're in a position to go ahead and make a purchase. In fact, I signed a contract today to make a purchase to replace Christina? Name slipped me. Hoder's dog?
Frank.
Yeah, Freddie, that's it. Signed a contract to replace that one, so we've got a few $1,000s left to go towards a new dog, so we're still trying to raise some monies to replace that dog. It costs around $12,000. That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Brenda?
I just wanted to let you know that I think the repairs have all been done to the jury room, wall, window. The carpet is down. It looks much, much better than it has in a long time. So I appreciate all the hard work that Artie put into making those repairs. So that's just about it for the circuit clerk's office. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss 911?
I just also want to wish Chuck the best of luck. I was here when he started, so I got to see him go through his whole career. He's a fine gentleman, and I wish him the best of luck. He will be missed as a friend and as working with him as an officer.
Mr. Alonchi? Mr. Vitus?
Just keeping on with what Brenda said. We've got a small staff of people here that are very talented. Dennis, Artie, that keep this place in operating condition. I think Artie did a wonderful job inside the jury room. We also have them filling in down at the garage, helping the sheriff out with oil changes and things like that. I think these guys do a heck of a job and don't get enough notification that they are doing good work.
Mr. Foley.
Just to let you know that last Thursday we had an examination for the sheriff. We had 22 applicants for the examination for Hancock County Deputy Sheriff. And we sent the test back to the state Friday morning. And about a week and a half, we should get some results, and we'll get a new list for the last another 3 years. So we'll have a list to go by for these people. And by the way, the sheriff came up with Watson, and I think it impressed everybody. They kind of snapped through that you walked in. And I think they were happy you came up.
It's a big step for these young men and women, and I was very pleased to see that we had so many young women taking our test. I'm anxious to look at the results.
Anything else, Rick? Commissioner? You're up.
Just a couple of things. Been a long day. Just a couple of things, and everybody deserves things. But Karen, the short time I've been here, got to know you've done an exceptional job on that budget. I'm winding down at the end of June, and I appreciate all your comments and protection for what you do. Mr. Foley, your office, very happy to see the minutes every meeting and on time. Thank you for doing that. Officer Stanley, I had lunch with him at a table, not personally just him and I, but I got to sit with him. What a gem. That's all I can say. It's the first time I met him. And you got to like it from the get-go.
Very warm
Sad to see him
personality.
leave, but happy that he's going to be the one that maybe his lifelong career is. That's what dream.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, for your all the work in that ordinance, and I hope the end of it's here, and I hope we don't have to worry about stepping on anybody's toes. All our school organizations and little city things and football things can proceed as normal. And it's an unfortunate thing that you have to take action like this for one or two people. That's the way it is today, and I hope the public is happy that it's done.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's all I got. Is that enough?
Commissioner Davis.
Yes, we're blessed today with another participant of Weirton Leadership. Don't mind, step up to the mic, introduce yourself. Tell us what you've enjoyed about the leadership program.
My name is David Reed. I work for Laudamus Communications down in Weirton, and I was asked to be a member of the 2015 leadership group. And it's been a very warming, humble experience to see all the different facets of the participants that are actually involved in it. Different styles, different personalities, and it's been very nice. We're working on the project and have completed the Panhandle Trail. We put up a fence down there, put up a sign for the leadership of Weirton. We have some of the sponsors and some of the businesses on the sign. So stop down there and check that out and see it down there in the Panhandle. So, but it's been a really enjoyable 4 or 5 months here, going through and hopefully finishing up here in June. So, and getting into it and participating more in all the stuff that's coming up and the commitments that we have to endure to get things done. So I appreciate all the courtesies that everybody's handed to us. So it's been very enjoyable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would also like to say, working with Chuck Sabakis, Chuck Stanley. I was thinking of Chuck earlier today. Chuck Stanley, he's just like one of the guys. I mean, You could talk to him as an officer, and he was just as genuine as he could be, or you could sit down and have a drink with him at a local pub. And Chuck was just a great guy. And yeah, we'll miss him as an officer, but he'll be back. I mean, Chuck's not going anywhere. His family's still going to be here. And so we wish him the very best. That's it, gentlemen.
All right. I'd like to talk a little bit about, as Mr. Barnaby said, we had a long day today. That's why we moved the meeting over. We attended a groundbreaking today in Newell for the Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Hancock County Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep. And actually, I spoke twice up there today, and I was only off $1.5 million when I was on television. I kept saying this is a $4 million project, and how many $4 million projects have we had in Hancock County? Well, it's $5.5 million. If I would have read the press release before I opened my mouth, I would have seen that. So it's a $5.5 million. Mr. Longy, make sure you get this number right. So 5 point. Yeah, make you a copy. It's going to be. It's right in the center of Newell. I mean, it's going to be a big showroom and state-of-the-art service bays and everything. 250 cars will be on display. It's going to accent Newell and Homer Laughlin, and just would be the center of the county at $5.5 million. I talked to Joe earlier and Steve, and when's the last time we had a $5 million investment in Hancock County? We're hard pressed to find that. I don't know how much Mountaineer had spent on the remodel several years ago or Ergon, but it's been a long, long time. So this was sort of our vision, the commission's vision when we purchased those properties from the school board. Pat Ford, the BDC, keeps telling us that there's a lot of business growth in Brooke County, and Hancock is a little slow. The reason Hancock County is a little slow is because we don't have something to sell. And that's why we purchased the land. And now we did. We're selling it. We've sold a couple properties already. Look what happened at Domino's. Look what's happening in Newell. And the Weir High Stadium will be next. So we're just creating business growth opportunities for business and industry. So it was a great day up there, and really proud of what we did. So Chuck, Jesse, and Angelina, good luck to you in your ventures in life. Okay. Anything else, gentlemen, before we adjourn? Next meeting will be June the 18th, back at the normal time at 2:30. I think we have to move that. Didn't you yell at me last time for that?
What did
Set the next meeting. You yelled at me one time.
I didn't yell at you.
Wow. So the next meeting is June the 18th at 2:30.